All right, so get this. We're diving into real estate investing today,
Okay.
but with a twist.
Oh, with a twist.
We're going to break down,
Yeah.
discover the microbanking method.
Okay.
It's an online program by Rick Malero,
Mm-hmm.
and he's making some pretty bold claims about profiting
Yeah.
in real estate this year in 2024
Okay.
without all the usual things like flipping houses or dealing with tenants.
Right. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely got my attention.
Yeah.
The idea that anyone can be a successful private lender,
Yeah.
regardless of their real estate background,
Yeah.
it's intriguing.
Like becoming your own mini bank,
Mm-hmm.
funding real estate deals,
Yeah.
raking in all that interest.
Mhm.
But before we get too excited,
Yeah.
is there anything actually unique about his approach?
Right.
Or is this just like a fancy rebranding
Yeah.
of basic real estate lending?
That's $1 million question.
Yeah.
So from what I've gathered,
Great.
Malero really emphasizes a strategy that targets a specific niche,
Okay.
short-term bridge loans for investors.
Interesting.
He claims this approach kind of mitigates some of the risks
Yeah.
associated with traditional long-term lending.
Okay, so instead of tying up your money for years,
Right.
you're giving quick cash infusions
Exactly.
to investors who need it fast.
Yeah. Which,
But
of course,
there's got to be a catch.
there's a catch.
Right.
While the program highlights the potential
Mm-hmm.
for high returns,
Yeah.
there are, as always, disclaimers.
The fine print.
The fine print, exactly.
Yeah.
They're very upfront about that.
Okay.
There are no guaranteed results.
Okay.
Success depends on a bunch of factors. Individual effort,
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And let's not forget, the market,
Of course.
the real estate market, is volatile.
Right. So it's not like you just throw money
No.
at any deal and watch the profits come in.
Right.
You need to know what you're doing.
You got it.
So this program is claiming to teach you everything.
Well, that's the claim. Right. They offer resources and tools
Okay.
to help you analyze deals,
Mm-hmm.
assess risk,
Yeah.
structure loans effectively.
Okay.
But even with the best training,
Right.
there's always an element of risk involved.
Especially when you're dealing with other people's money.
Absolutely.
Speaking of money matters,
Yes.
the program is upfront about a special offer at the end
Mm-hmm.
for implementation help.
Yes. I actually commend them for that.
Really?
Yeah, they're not hiding any upsells.
Okay.
It's all laid out.
Right.
You can take the free information or opt for support if you need it.
So no shady hidden fees.
No pressure tactics.
That's a good sign.
It's refreshing.
Okay, but what about Rick Malero himself?
Okay.
What's his story?
Right.
Can we trust this guy?
Well, he says he has a decade of experience
Okay.
in this microbanking world,
Mm-hmm.
and the program's affiliated with his Capital Funding,
Okay.
which is a private money lending firm.
So he's not just some random dude online.
It seems that way.
He's in the trenches lending money.
Right.
That does add some credibility.
Yeah, it does.
That-
But it's important to remember,
Yeah.
past performance doesn't guarantee future results.
Right.
The real estate landscape is always changing.
Yeah.
Even seasoned investors can get caught off guard.
And this brings up another point.
Okay.
They clearly state in the materials
Yeah.
that the program doesn't give legal or tax advice.
Right.
So it's not a one-stop shop.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You'll need to consult
Yeah.
with your own attorney and CPA
Right.
to make sure everything's legal and tax efficient.
So it's more like they're giving the framework.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you need to kind of build the rest of the house yourself.
exactly.
What about ClickBank?
Okay.
They're the ones selling the program, right?
Yes. ClickBank is the platform,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean they're endorsing it.
Okay.
Think of it like buying a book on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
Amazon's not vouching for every book they sell. They're just providing the marketplace.
Got it.
Yeah.
ClickBank is the bookstore,
Yes.
not the book critic.
Exactly.
Let's talk disclaimers.
Okay.
They're really hammering home the message
Yeah.
that there are no guarantees here.
Yes, and that's crucial.
Right.
The program really emphasizes that individual results vary
Okay.
and there are inherent risks
Right.
in any real estate venture.
So they're managing expectations.
Exactly.
Hey, this is an opportunity,
Yeah.
but it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
And they also stress that this is not a financial offering.
Okay.
They're not managing your money.
Right.
It's purely educational,
Mm-hmm.
offering strategies and insights.
Right.
The responsibility for applying them
Yeah.
and making informed decisions lies with you.
So they're saying, here's the knowledge, here are the tools,
Here are the tools,
but your success depends on your own effort,
your own know.
research and risk tolerance.
Exactly.
So essentially, yeah.
If we strip away the marketing
Right.
and the disclaimers,
Mm-hmm.
what's the real potential here?
That's the question.
Is it a viable alternative
Yeah.
to traditional real estate,
Mm-hmm.
or just another shiny object
Right.
promising easy money?
Another shiny object.
That's a great question for a deep dive.
A deep dive worthy question.
We've gone over the basics,
The basics.
the claims,
The claims.
the disclaimer,
What's disclaimer?
the man behind it all.
Right.
Now let's get into the meat of it.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so we've established microbanking,
Right.
as presented in this program,
Mm-hmm.
is about becoming this private lender
Yeah,
for these short-term bridge loans.
exactly.
What are those exactly?
Right.
I'm picturing like an actual bridge
Okay.
made of money.
Well, not quite.
Okay.
Imagine an investor
Mhm.
who needs to buy a property quickly,
Okay.
but they haven't gotten traditional financing yet.
Okay.
So that's where a bridge loan comes in. It bridges the gap.
Between the purchase and the long-term financing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So these are like
Right.
high-speed short-term loans.
Yes.
That sounds a little riskier.
It can be
Right.
than a typical 30-year mortgage.
Yeah, wouldn't you say?
It certainly can be.
Yeah.
These loans usually come with higher interest rates
Okay.
to make up for the risk
Right.
the lender is taking on.
Okay.
But that's where Malero's strategy comes in.
Yeah.
He emphasizes due diligence
Okay.
and focusing on specific types of bridge loans
Okay.
that might offer
Mhm.
a better risk-reward profile.
So I'm starting to see
Right.
how this could be appealing.
Yeah.
Higher interest rates
Yeah.
could mean higher profits
For the lender.
for the lender, right?
Exactly.
But if things go bad with the borrower,
Yes.
you're left holding the bag.
Exactly. That's why due diligence is so important.
Yeah.
You need to really vet the borrower,
Okay.
the property,
Yeah.
the deal itself.
Right.
And even then, there's no guarantees.
Yeah.
The program stresses having an exit strategy
Mm-hmm.
just in case the borrower defaults.
Right. You can't just throw money at something and hope for the best.
You got it.
It sounds like there's a lot of research
There it is.
analysis involved,
Yes.
even more than just
Yeah.
traditional real estate investing.
This is where the micro-banking concept gets interesting.
Yeah.
It's not about passively collecting rent checks.
Right.
It's about active involvement,
Okay.
careful planning,
Yeah.
a deep understanding
Mm-hmm.
of the risks and rewards.
Private lending.
Private lending, exactly.
So it's more like you're like
Yes,
a financial strategist,
precisely.
not just a landlord.
You're analyzing deals,
Yeah.
assessing risk,
Mm-hmm.
structuring loans
Okay.
to maximize your returns.
And minimize your
Just
exposure.
to minimize your exposure. Exactly.
And that's where Malero's experience could come in.
Right.
He's saying he has this proven system
Mhm.
for finding these profitable opportunities,
Yeah.
navigating the legal stuff.
The legal complexities.
Yeah,
Exactly.
of private lending.
Right.
But as we said,
Right.
the program doesn't offer legal advice.
It does not.
So even if he has all this experience,
Yeah.
you still need your own legal and financial team.
Absolutely navigating the legalities
Yeah.
of real estate transactions
Yeah.
and private lending.
Yeah.
It's incredibly complex.
Right.
To rely just on an online program
Yeah.
would be a disaster.
So you're not just learning about real estate.
No.
You're learning how to run
Right.
this mini lending business.
Exactly.
It sounds pretty intense.
A different skill set
Right.
than traditional real estate investing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be comfortable with financial analysis,
Okay.
contract negotiation,
Mm-hmm.
managing risk.
And that's where I think some people might get tripped up.
Mm.
They hear real estate investing and think it's all about
Right.
picking the right property,
Yeah.
this micro banking thing.
Seems like a whole different beast.
It's a different mindset,
Right.
a willingness to dive into the details
Of private lending.
of private lending.
Yeah.
So if someone's listening
Right.
and thinking, hey, this micro banking thing sounds cool,
Okay.
what are some things they should consider?
Okay. Great question.
Yeah.
First and foremost,
Yeah.
they need to really think about their risk tolerance.
Okay.
Are they comfortable with the volatility
Right.
of short-term loans
Mm-hmm.
and the possibility of borrower defaults?
It's not for the faint of heart.
Exactly.
Yep.
Second, they need to be prepared
Okay.
to put in the time and effort
Yeah.
to learn the ins and outs.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't passive income.
Right.
It requires active involvement
Yeah.
and ongoing education.
It's not a set it and forget it
Definitely not.
type of investment.
Third, and this is crucial,
Okay.
they need a strong financial foundation.
Oh, okay.
These bridge loans
Yeah.
often require a lot of capital.
Mm.
You need to be able to handle potential losses.
So we're talking about more than just...
Serious change.
Yeah.
This is serious investing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And finally, they need to be realistic
Okay.
about their expectations.
Yeah.
The program might say you can get high returns,
Yeah.
but there are no guarantees.
Right.
You need to go in
Mhm.
with a clear understanding
Right.
of the risks and rewards.
Okay, so microbanking could be a
Yeah.
lucrative way to profit in real estate,
Potentially.
but it's not for everyone.
Right.
It requires a specific mindset,
Yes.
willingness to learn.
And a healthy dose of risk tolerance.
Well said.
It's not a magic bullet,
Right.
but it's definitely intriguing for
Yeah.
those who want an active
Yeah.
and potentially higher yield approach.
To real estate investing.
Exactly.
And speaking of alternatives,
Okay.
isn't there a whole other side to microbanking?
There is.
Not just the lending part,
Right.
but also the borrowing side.
Right.
I'm curious, how does that work?
You're right. There is. And that's where things get interesting.
Okay.
Let's explore microbanking
All right.
from the borrower's perspective.
So we've talked about being the lender
Right, the lender.
in microbanking,
Mm-hmm.
but now let's look at it from the borrower's side.
Okay.
Why would someone want to use these loans,
Mm-hmm.
especially with the higher interest?
Right. Well, imagine
Yeah.
you're an investor
Okay.
and you find a great deal,
Okay.
a real steal,
Mm-hmm.
but you got to move fast
Okay.
before somebody else gets it.
Right.
Traditional loans take forever.
Yeah, weeks or months
Weeks or months.
to process.
You could miss out.
Right, you'd lose the deal.
You would.
So it's like a speed boost
Exactly, a speed boost.
for these real estate deals.
Yeah.
But why not just use your own cash?
That's a great question.
If you have it.
Sometimes investors want to leverage their capital,
Okay.
so they're using borrowed money
Yeah.
to kind of boost their returns.
Yeah.
Let's say you have enough for one property,
Mm-hmm.
but you see two great deals.
Okay.
You could use a microbanking loan
Yeah.
to buy both,
Right.
double your profit.
Okay, I see the appeal.
Right.
It's like a turbocharger
Yeah, turbocharged.
to your portfolio.
Exactly.
But isn't it risky
Well,
taking on these loans?
it's not without risk.
It's high interest.
That's why borrowers need to be careful,
Yeah.
analyze the terms,
Mm-hmm.
understand the interest rates,
Right.
and make sure they can repay it.
They got to have a plan
They need a solid plan.
to pay back the debt.
Exactly. They have to factor those payments in
Right.
to their strategy.
It's a high stakes game then
It is
for both sides.
both sides.
Lenders want high returns.
Right.
Borrowers want big profit.
They want to maximize their leverage.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sounds like it takes a lot of trust
It does.
for these deals to work.
A lot of trust and transparency.
Both sides got to be clear
Absolutely.
about what they expect.
Clear expectations.
Communicate well.
Communication is key.
Do their due diligence.
Due diligence is essential.
Right, it's a partnership,
It is.
even if it's a short one.
A short-term partnership.
With shared goals
Shared goals.
and shared risks.
And shared risks, exactly.
That's where these platforms
Right.
like Hesco Capital Funding come in,
That's right.
right? They
Wow.
connect the borrowers and lenders.
They're the middleman.
Yeah.
They facilitate these transactions.
They vet the borrowers.
Yeah, they vet the borrowers.
Manage the loan process.
They manage everything.
So it's like a matchmaking service
It is
for real estate investors.
a specialized matchmaking service.
But even with a platform like that,
Right.
both sides still have to do their research.
Absolutely. They have
Yeah.
to protect themselves.
No platform can eliminate all the risks.
That's right. There's always risk.
This deep dive has been really eye-opening.
It has.
Microbanking is more than just real estate.
It's more than just houses.
It's about finance,
Right.
risk,
Risk management.
private lending.
Private lending. It's a fascinating intersection
It really is.
of real estate and finance.
And it's not a get-rich-quick scheme.
It is not.
It takes knowledge.
Knowledge,
Yeah.
skill,
Risk tolerance.
risk tolerance for sure.
We've only scratched the surface
Just scratch at the surface.
of microbanking here.
There's Hall Base. Always more to learn.
To explore, if you're interested,
Yeah.
whether you want to be the lender or the borrower,
Right.
do your research.
Do your research.
Talk to experienced investors.
Talk to people who've done it.
Keep learning
Keep learning.
about this world.
Exactly.
And as always,
Yeah.
be careful,
Be informed.
be informed,
Weigh the reward.
weigh the rewards
against the risks.
against the risk.
Make sure it's right for you.
Make sure it fits your goals.
Thanks for joining us
Thanks for listening.
for this deep dive
It's been a pleasure.
into microbanking.
Until next time, keep learning.
Keep exploring
Keep that curiosity alive.
and stay curious.